So let's talk about the transition from angel investing to VC, right? That's going to be an interesting transition point. I have a couple questions related to this. One having to do with, do you ever have a situation where you get to the end and you think it's a go, but you have difficult time getting that follow-on investing from VCs? Or does it feel like once you're ready to push this off a cliff that there's definitely a parachute there to take it off, or a rocket ship?
Well, we have an email that we send to an exclusive list of all of our VC friends. So it's not a blanket mailing. It's VCs that I've had relationships with for 20 years. And we send them an email every 6 weeks. One's going out tonight. And we show them the companies in our portfolio that are entering a funding cycle in the next 30 days. So all the VCs scan that list and they send us an email saying, hey, introduce me to these 3 companies. There's probably 15 companies in the 30-day bucket in this email. It's the longest list we've ever had. And then we also tell the VCs, here's the companies who are going to be looking for funding in 60 to 90 days. If you want to look out to next quarter, here's the companies that we know are going to be in a funding cycle. Our CEOs give us all this data. So we start telegraphing before the company is going to go out for funding to all of our VC friends, which is at least 50 VC firms, multiple partners per firm. And we telegraph that. We also go visit them all once a quarter and physically walk through and describe every company. Part of the responsibility of the angel, especially if they want to get any ROI, is to get that VC round or the next round done. So in some cases now, it's the minority. In some cases, the angels all get together and say, let's us put in some more money. But most of the time, after a year and you've got 400,000 in the bank, you want to start visiting VCs because it's going to take 4 months to get a term sheet, and almost 6 months before you get the check from the VC.
What I'm about to say may be misinterpreted, be somewhat controversial, but here goes. So fundamentally, I think great companies with great entrepreneurs who've delivered on milestones have no trouble raising money. And so, there are the occasional situations where you have the speed bump and the angels need to come in. But fundamentally, we try really hard to help entrepreneurs get the discipline of prove something dramatic when you still have 6 months left of cash. Because if you've accomplished something really impressive and you still have 6 months left of cash, you're sending a very strong signal to the VCs that you're a company and an entrepreneur of strength. And the best VCs want to work with those companies. The ones who go after the distressed companies, they're at best in the muddy middle of the bell curve, and they almost never really make any money. And so to me, that's the way to signal the very best VCs. And in the end, I've been very lucky with the companies and the follow-on rounds that they've had, and they've worked with some of the very best venture firms. But I don't give myself any credit for that. I know the VCs, but I know that in the end, they're evaluating the companies, and if the company can't stand on its own, there's not much I can do to save them. In the end, that's what they're buying.